As a quick precursor to this episode, I would love to invite you to attend the autumn edition of my in-person event, Dare Greatly in the Coaching Arena, which will be held on Friday the 8th of November in Barnes, southwest London. It's a 5-minute walk from Barnes Station, and there's also a free car parking place on site. So it's the best of both worlds. We will be preparing and planning for your best ever 2025, and you will leave with that vision and strategy for your next 12 months with a newfound sense of connection and focus. We will be harvesting your present and planting the seeds for a profitable and joyful 2025, allowing your business goals to bloom with ease. I'm very excited to be bringing the warmth of the season and all of those beautiful colours and everything we can learn from shedding what no longer serves us and preparing for spring. Embrace the seasons of change and join me on 8th of November to Dare Greatly in the Coaching Arena. Do not worry if you don't know anyone. I will ensure that you feel welcome from the moment you arrive until the moment you leave. I cannot wait to see you there, and grab the link now in the show notes. Hello and welcome to Women in the Coaching Arena podcast. I'm so glad you're here. I'm Jo Lott, a business mentor and ICF accredited coach, and I'm on a mission to help brilliant coaches build brilliant coaching businesses. In this podcast, I'll be sharing honest, not hype, practical and emotional tools to support you to make the difference that you're here for. Hello, welcome to the 21st episode of Women in the Coaching Arena. I'm so glad you're here. I've been away on an amazing 3-day yoga retreat, so feeling very relaxed and reflective for this episode. First, I wanted to let you know that I am running a competition to win a one-to-one coaching session with me, which is priceless because I don't sell one-to-one coaching sessions outside of my program. So to enter, please leave me a review and rating. If you are an Apple podcast listener, drop me a line if you've done this, and I will put your name in the draw, and I'll be drawing it mid-August to see who wins the one-to-one session. I would love to meet you and help you to move forward on whatever you choose to bring to the session. It makes such a huge difference for those considering whether to listen to the podcast. So let's talk about my learnings from launching a group program. It's the best thing I have ever done in my business, and many coaches tell me it's an aspiration for them. So here are my learnings from launching my group program, which has been running for 2 years solid now, and it's an evergreen model, so you can join at any point. So I have learned a lot, I've refined my process, and I always continue to refine as I grow, as I learn. I'm involved in masterminds and other group programs myself, so I get to see the best of everything and bring it all into my program. So here are the things you need to know if you are thinking about launching a group program, or if you already have a group program, how you can make it even better. The first point is to give yourself at least an 8-week promotion period. It takes a lot of energy, which is why most people never get their group program over the line, because it does involve a lot of preparation, a lot of patience, and we often can't just put a social media post out saying, launching a group program, come join. It requires quite a systematic approach, and it takes a lot longer than most people think. So you generally need to introduce your audience to the topic gently, raising their awareness, gaining their engagement before you try and sell the thing. You'll also want to make sure that you have a big enough audience of ideal clients. You will want to work on becoming more visible in the lead up to your launch. You are likely to need to create an event such as a webinar or 5-day challenge, or some sort of way of them being able to get to know you further. So you will want to map out that launch really thoroughly. If you want a September group program launch, you will have needed to really be prepping well before the summer. The second thing you will want to know is about creating a clear program promise. Niche matters a lot more in group programs. So it's vital in your business, but for a group program, it's even more vital. You need to be able to create a space for people where they are amongst others similar to them. So the first group program I ever joined when I was 6 months into business was actually not that effective because it was for general entrepreneurs. So I was on this program with people who were creating handbags and running IT companies, a really diverse range of industries that we just didn't have the same stuff in common. Like, for example, running an online business, which is pretty much what I do, versus a product-based business like making handbags. They're just such different businesses that we're less likely to share the same values and all of that stuff. So that's why when I created my own group program, and it was a real struggle to do, but I did niche down to coaches because I wanted to know that you would be amongst people who really get what you are about. They have shared values, a shared mission, and shared challenges. So that really creates an outstanding group program. So do really think about who your ideal client is and fill your group with those amazing people. Next up, create a clear program promise. Most coaches I talk to talk about the topic. So, for example, helping people to stop procrastinating or to build more focus or to gain more confidence. And all of those things in themselves are not urgent enough. So you may struggle to get enough sign-ups to a group program based on that as a goal. I've learned that you really need to get to their real goal. So, for example, if they stop procrastinating, what would they do? Launch a business, get a promotion? What is that tangible difference that it could make in their life? That is the thing that people will pay for when it comes to a group program. So that needs to be the promise that you use to sell your program. And if the word promise sounds scary, yes, it certainly does. But we're thinking about your top client, what they could actually achieve if they were to show up and put in the work. So we are not going to inspire many people to take action if, for example, we are advertising a gym and we're saying, come to this class, you might get fit. We would be like, forget it. I want to know that I'm going to get fit. So 3, know the average stats. So most people try to jump to group well before they are ready. If you are struggling to get one client, you are going to really struggle to get 8 clients in one go. And you might think, well, the program is way cheaper. Loads of people don't want to buy one-to-one because it's too expensive. So I'm just going to create this cheaper thing and I'm going to fill it that way. But my learning is through doing this myself and working with coaches to help them launch their group program, it just doesn't work. It doesn't matter how much it is. It could be £50, but you can still find it a struggle to fill that group program if you haven't done enough work before your launch, if you haven't got a clear offer that you have validated that people actually want, if you haven't got the audience size to be able to fill a group and run a group yet. Because the average conversion rate from a webinar or challenge is 1 to 4%. So on average, you would need to have a big enough audience to aim to get approximately 100 people to your webinar to be able to effectively get, say, 1 to 4 people to say yes to your group program. So as you can see, you do need a lot bigger audience than you may think to effectively launch a group program. A great way to start, though, is if you know people in your network who want your group program, you can do a pre-sale. So you gain confidence knowing that, say, 2 or 4 people have said yes. So you can go into your launch period with confidence, knowing that you will still be able to run your group program. My 4th point is about delivery. You will want to create an amazing interactive learning experience that people want to show up at, a space where participants gain valuable insights from their peers as well as their own reflections. So there is a skill in holding that space, encouraging sharing, mutual accountability, and to really gain a sense of community that sticks for the long haul. So I have done that super well, even if I do say so myself, in my program. I mean, I am super jealous of the relationships that people have, and they've stayed in touch for years after being in the program and have gained so much from each other that it's just an absolute pleasure to see. I think my secret sauce in creating that sort of experience is showing my vulnerability, which enables them to do the same. And as we know, there is power in vulnerability, and that is a true way of connecting with others on a really, really deep level. So don't think you need to be perfect. In fact, no one likes perfect. We are all human, so always start with, this is what I'm learning right now. You know, we don't have to pretend that we have this thing all sussed. My group have loved it when I've tried things and they've gone wrong. Like I tried one week to put music on and say, this is what I thought we'd do this week. And no one could hear the music other than me dancing on my own. But somebody in the group literally said, can I just congratulate you and say thank you for being an amazing role model for the fact I'm about to go into my group program and we all love you for what just happened. So again, don't worry about being perfect. You are perfect just as you are. Your onboarding experience is super important. So they rave about you and refer you to their friends. It's at that point that people often get regrets, I suppose, after joining. You know what it's like, you pay the money and then you start thinking, God, did I really need that? Why did I do that? So you will want to make sure right from the off that you have exciting quick wins available for them, really lovely things to make them feel welcome and help them to see that this was an amazing decision. And the best thing is, through running your group, you will become an expert in your field because you are able to work with more clients, therefore gain more experience. And before you know it, you will be an expert in whatever you are delivering and an expert in holding that space so well. So we are coming to the end of today's episode. Let me summarize the points for you. Firstly, allow yourself plenty of time, ideally an 8-week promotion period, so you can warm up your audience. Make sure you've got a big enough audience to launch something. Make sure you have time for a webinar or some sort of in-person event or something along those lines that allows people to get to know you a little bit more in order to want to work with you and want to come and join your group. Secondly, your program promise. So make sure that you have a micro niche for your group program. It will work so much better. It will sell better. You will have much more engagement in your group. It's super, super important. Then ensure you have a really clear program promise that speaks to their end goal, not the vehicle that's going to get them there. So instead of confidence or procrastinating or focus, think about what would they do if they were confident, if they were focused, if they had stopped procrastinating, and sell that thing. And that's again why niching is so important, because that is going to be very different depending on who your ideal client is. The third point is to know your stats, because I have seen people feel really, really despondent after attempting to launch a group program too soon. Like if you are struggling to gain one-to-one clients, it's not the time to start thinking, I'll just launch a group because it's cheaper and it'd be way easier to fill. People won't even turn up at a free webinar unless you have a super clear program promise or something that they want. Even their time is valuable. So it's not just about the money. It's about knowing that you have the numbers of people in your audience to ensure that you can gain a few people to start your group program. And our fourth point was about delivery, wanting to ensure that you offer an amazing onboarding experience and group calls that people want to show up every week. So you gain referrals and really build your expertise in whatever you are offering. And that will continue to grow your business. So in summary, Running a group program is an absolute joy. It's the best thing I have ever done in my business, but it has taken years of audience building and years of studying exactly how to do this. I've been part of loads of group programs and masterminds myself to learn actually how to run a group program and how to create an amazing experience, but also just general other business building programs, which has really helped because you see the inside, you get to see what you like, what you don't like, what you do differently, and that really helps you to shape your own group program too. I know lots of my clients have been able to go on and launch a group program using mine as an inspiration. So it's not kind of something you can usually whip up without much thought. But saying that, you will never feel ready. It is a big project. It is going to take determination. So set your date, map out 8 weeks back from that, and literally start thinking, okay, if this were my ideal client I wanted in my group, what sort of thing would I need to start talking about? What sort of audience do I need to start growing in order to be able to fill that group program? So good luck. I would love to hear if you do launch a group program, and I hope this episode really helps you to create an amazing experience for your clients. I am considering running a specific program on creating, launching, and delivering an amazing group program. So if there is enough interest, I will do that in September. So do drop me an email mentioning group program if you are interested, and then I will create something and get in touch with you, and you can see if you would like to join at the time. And of course, trust yourself, believe in yourself, and be the wise gardener who keeps on watering the seed. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Women in the Coaching Arena. Please come and say hi to me on LinkedIn or Instagram and let me know how you are getting on in your coaching business and how you're going to go for your dreams this year. My name on LinkedIn is Joanna Lott, and handle on Instagram is @JoannaLottCoaching. And I'll also put links in the show notes below. Let me know if you found this episode useful, share it with a friend, and leave me a review, and I will personally thank you for that. Thank you so much for listening. Speak soon.